Hello, everybody. Hope everybody is doing great this Friday. Welcome to Embroidery Happy Hour. For those of you that are new, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts, and this is Embroidery Happy Hour. Now, usually Embroidery Happy Hour always has this kind of topic, but this is a new year, and I got some new space for my embroidery and sewing. So I wanted to go over the old space and show you guys the new space too. And just so you guys can see how I have been progressing and how I've been organizing it so far. For those of you guys that know, when you get into this type of field, right? A lot of times you do a lot of reorganizing, right? Because you want to make sure that you have things in its proper place. It's going to make sense when you're processing orders. It's going to make things easy and all that good stuff, right? So what I decided to do, since I was able to occupy 2 bedrooms in our house, what I decided to do is I was going to make one room dedicated to embroidery. The other room is going to be dedicated to sewing. So I'm going to show you guys how I divided it, how I was thinking. And I can always change up, and that's one of the things that I really love about this is that, you try different things, you see what works, what doesn't, and then you can always just modify, right? So I hope you guys can hear and see me okay. I'm going to remove this second camera that I have on here. I don't know. Hold on 1 minute. I think I have to take it out from the other machine here. Give me 1 second. There you go. I think I got it. Leave. Awesome. And I think that should be gone. Yes, good. So I'm down to 1. So I am hoping you guys can hear and see me okay. I'm going to be doing this from the laptop, okay? And try to show you guys as much detail as possible because I thought this would be kind of helpful for someone who is kind of like looking to fix their space, and maybe you guys can get some ideas. And then while I'm going through the room, and I'll tell you what I put where and why I put it there and stuff like that, you guys can get an idea of what I was thinking and stuff. And I'll also, if I see something that was really worthwhile or something that wasn't, I'll point that out as well. Because, as I said, we all make mistakes, right? All right, so let me turn you guys around. And right here, as you can see, all right, right here where I'm standing, this is my doorway, okay? So this is going to be the embroidery room, the one that I am standing in right now. So as you can see right behind me, I do have a hanger here. There is a purpose for this hanger, okay? The reason why I kind of have this and the hanger here is because sometimes I get certain orders to embroider bathrobes, right? Bathrobes are pretty difficult to embroider because sometimes when they want the monogram, it has to be in a specific place. And you want to make sure that when they wear it and it hangs, that you can see the monogram. It can be really easy for you to kind of like embroider it in the wrong spot. It can be too much to the left of them where all of a sudden it's kind of like, hanging on the side and then they can't see it and stuff like that. So one of the things that I do is I always like to have a hanger here because when I get those type of orders, I get to take the bathrobe, put it in the hanger, see how it lays, and then I get to put the template and I know exactly where to embroider it, okay? So I'm starting right from the very beginning, guys. I'm starting right from the door, okay? So now, let me start. Now we're going to go ahead. We're going to close the door because I want to show you what I got in here. This is actually like a over the door organizer that I purchased. Now, I found this very useful to put a lot of my blanks in there. Now, I do a lot of kitchen towels. So the reason that I chose this for the kitchen towels is because when I get an order, all I have to do is flip my door and I grab a blank. Now, I only sell 2 colors. I only do the white and I do the ivory. And there's a reason for that. If you go ahead and you start offering people every color under the sun, I'm going to tell you guys you're going to have an inventory problem. Because next thing you know, you're going to have to buy every color that people want. And the next thing you know, you end up with a bunch of blanks that you're not going to use. So one of the things that I've always told people is know exactly what you're going to offer and how you're going to offer it. Okay. And make sure that it's that you're offering it so that way you don't end up with a bunch of stuff in your house that you spend a lot of money on and it's not going anywhere. Okay. So I usually do white and ivory. Those are the only two standard colors that I do. They work very well. And I have this hanger. Now, there's a purpose why I also have them there as well. The ones that are hanged here, okay, I'm going to pull one out so I can show you. These are the ones that I have already taken the time to sew my tag on, okay? So I already know that if I pull a towel from here, they already have tags, okay? So I don't have to worry about, after embroidering it, putting it in the sewing room, and then sewing my Etsy shop tag on it. I've already done that. Whenever I see that this starts to get low, okay, that's when I go and I open up a new pack. And I usually buy them packs of 12 or 24, the biggest pack I get. And then what I'll do is I'll just sew each of them with my tags on it. And then I'll just go ahead and I'll place it behind the door. And I already know those are ready to go, ready to embroider, and, just start processing the order. I don't have to go back and do that. Usually what I'll do is I kind of like when I have my downtime, that's when I do the tags and all that kind of stuff. That's really the best time to do it. Okay. All right. So we're moving on along. Okay. So I showed you guys the door. There's also a little spot over here where you see, I'm going to move you guys over here. And I'm sorry. I know I'm not very great with the camera, but hey, I'm giving you guys the 411. So, hey, that's what you're here for, right? So here is one rack of the threads. Now, these, I always tell people what I like to do, me personally. I always like to get the small threads, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I only buy the big threads that I use a lot. All right. So these are just, if I remember correctly, these are nanny threads. So I bought a pack of I think it was 248 colors, something like that. So I just have them all around. Now, I like to display my threads, and there's a reason why. Because as you saw, when you're coming through the door, I have my customers come in. This is usually the room where I service all the customers at, okay? And one of the things that I like is that I like them to pick their thread. I usually want them to see what I have in stock, okay? Because it's easy for you, to get caught up in buying more thread if you go ahead and you tell a customer, oh, here is a color chart. I usually use the color chart as a last resort because I want the customers to use what I have in stock. If I don't have what it is that they're looking for, like if there's a particular red and the red that I have is just not there, I will pull the color chart and I let them know that I will have to custom order their color thread because I don't have it in the store. All right. So that's usually how I do things. So I do have this here. As you can see, I'm going to push you guys back a little bit so that you guys can see what this looks like. And I want to make sure I don't trip you. Okay. So this is, and I'm going to show you right here. See, this is an actual shoe rack. It's not a thread rack. A lot of people will think that because you see me with the rack, but it's actually a shoe rack. I got this off of Amazon. And I did a video of me putting it together and all that kind of stuff. Didn't take long and everything. Took a little bit of muscle. You should have, I used my hand. I should have used the mallet. But as you can see, the way I did my threads, and you see I have small and I have big. I have them all here, and I kind of have all the same kind of color families together. What I like about this is that the customer can go ahead and roll it around, okay, and look for the particular color that they have. That they want. If they don't see something that they want here, like let's say they're looking for a particular brown or particular blue, I kind of already know where the other small combs of a particular color they're looking for is at. And usually what I like to do is I like to show them, like I said, try to get them to get the colors that you have in shop, okay? Because you don't want to go ahead and then start buying. The next thing you know, just like you're going to have a whole bunch of blanks, You end up with a bunch of threads. You don't want to do that, right? So I have this right here. You know, also on the top, as you can see, I have more small threads. This is a Lazy Susan as well, so it turns around. I tried to coordinate as much of the same colors as possible if I could, but you know, it's okay, you know. But the thing is, I want the customers to really focus on this tower and what I have on my walls. That's usually what I do, okay? Now, I'm going to turn a little bit here so you can see a little more behind me. Let's see, I got my little, hold on. There you go. That's better. This is usually where I work every day, okay? Usually when I'm filming on Embroidery Happy Hour, I'm sitting in this chair right here. I'm kind of like talking to you guys through either this iMac, or I have the MacBook sitting on the stand right here. This, and usually the background, as you see. So you usually don't see this. I like to have this here. This is usually where I get a lot of, you know, and I have to make more space of it because I have more cards. Whenever I get cards from subscribers or, you know, anyone, Christmas cards, stuff like that, thank you cards from folks, I always like to hang them. I have to tell you guys, I really love it when I get letters from people, you know, because I know that a lot of times, you know, we do Embroidery Happy Hour and, you know, and I'm over here teaching you guys and all that kind of stuff. And I know that some of you guys reach out to me and tell me, hey, I had a down day and stuff like that because my stuff didn't come out right and all that kind of stuff. Well, let me tell you something. I'm human. I get my down days just like you guys. And I will tell you, one of the things that I actually do when I have my down days is I actually go through and I reread some of the letters that I get from you guys. And I will tell you, it is a little pick me up because there have been times when it's kind of like, man, life sucks, you know, I didn't do well or whatever, or maybe I'm a little slow right now, or I'm just tired. And, you know, it really does lift your spirit. So I will tell you this. One of the things that I highly recommend, and if you have your little space, and, you know, and you have ever gotten like a nice note from a friend or something like that, you know, just letting you know they appreciate you, or, you know, that they care about you and they love you, or whatever it is, make a little space in your room to hang that so that you can always go back to it, because you have no idea the kind of pick you up it can really be for you. So this is kind of like my little pickup space, you know, so when I feel kind of like, you know, I can always go in here, grab one of those notes and stuff like that, reread it. And, you know, it makes me feel good. And it just gives me that little muscle to just keep on going and stuff like that. So I really think that's pretty important. A lot of times people don't think about that. But I like doing that, you know, and stuff like that. Okay, so let me talk a little bit more about this space too that I have here so you guys can see how I have it organized and why a certain way. All right, so let me show you guys what I got over here. All right, so obviously I got my my iMac and stuff like that. I usually have my camera here. These are batteries for the camera. This is something that I've been using now to film. I bought extra batteries. I will tell you this, having extra batteries is really a big lifesaver, because what ends up happening, I'm going to sit down while I talk to you guys while I'm here so we can talk about the space. One of the things that I like is that, you know, at first when I bought the camera, I only had one battery, and next thing you know, the battery would just die on me all the time in the middle of me filming. I would be so pissed. So I would be like, this is ridiculous. So I went and I just bought all batteries. I bought 3 batteries with a charger. So that way, whenever I'm ready to film, all I got to do is take a fresh battery, pop it in my camera, and I'm good to go. And if I'm filming for so long that one battery runs out, I just go and I take the other one, take the thing, and it'll tell me which ones are all charged. They're all charged anyway. But anyway, all right. So also here is one of the things that I have here. Is I have these books. Now, it's really important when you are meeting with customers to be able to work with them, right? So one of the things that I do is I actually have the catalogs from the wholesaler that I purchased a lot of my blanks from. when I have customers that come to me bulk orders, and a lot of times they don't know. They don't, sometimes they don't know about going to get wholesale stuff. So I always like to have my books handy. And then what I do is I talk to them and I tell them, hey, there's a wholesaler right down the street from us. It's not that far. And I show them these books so that way they get an idea of the type of brands that are available. This actually has, and I can show you guys. Let me see if I can show you guys a little bit here. This actually shows them the different colors that are available for the shirts that they want and stuff like that. So I get this from the wholesaler. So that way, with the customer is looking for a particular shirt, polo, whatever it is, or hats, I have a catalog here for different hats that they might be interested in getting. So I I just show them what they can get from that facility. So that way this can help them. Now, a lot of times, even though I have an account with a wholesaler, what I usually do is I tell the business owner to go visit the wholesaler, get an account so that they can get the discounted price, because I'm usually the embroiderer, right? And it would be it would be much more cheaper for the customer to go ahead and get the items themselves. That way, all I have to do is just charge for the embroidery, right? If I go and I have to get the items for the customer, I'm gonna charge more because I'm providing a service of placing the order of your items, picking them up, bringing them here. So I try to avoid all that. Not only that, at the same time, the customer gets to pick what they want, right? Because there's a lot of different, remember, I mean, look, here's this Adams, then we got Gilded, and then we got comfort colors, and they have like so many different, Bella canvas, and then they even got American Apparel and all that kind of stuff. There's so many different brands, okay, and different colors and stuff like that. And I prefer that they go and see American Apparel. I prefer that they go and they pick up the shirt so that way they know they get what they want. Okay. So I always have this handy right here on my desk. And when the customers come and they're asking about the shirts, I just go bang. I just go right here in this little corner. I have everything all together in one place. And then I could just sit down and I could talk to the customer and, help them kind of see what they offer at the wholesaler place. And if they want, they can go ahead and they can order it from there and then they can pick it up. So, all right. So then also here, I have like a little stand where I have all my cards that I put in my orders and stuff like that. So I have my thermal printer right here as well, because I use this computer to print out the order and all that kind of stuff. I always, in here in my drawer, on my desk has drawers. Okay. I usually right here, right handy, I have my little Sharpies. The Sharpie is what I use so that I can write the customer's name on the card, because I like to give them this card. So, and I like to print out all my orders and put everything in order and put it right here on the desk and stuff like that. So, the desk is pretty simple. I just keep the essentials of what I need. Okay. Now, let me talk to you guys a little bit about what I have in this shelf right up here. Okay. Because this is a little bit of kind of important too. Here is usually where I have a lot of my business books, right? Because when you're running a business, you got to make sure that you have your LLC, your receipts for your taxes and all that kind of good stuff, So I have them all in here. And this one in here is where I have every single color chart that I have for threads. Okay. So if a customer comes in here and sees and go through all my threads and they don't see anything that they want, and it's the last resort, I gotta suck it up and give them a color chart. So I just pull this whole thing out. Okay. And then this is where I come out and then I say, okay, here are some Madeira threads. Okay. And then here is the color chart for the Madeira thread. See if this can do that. And then we'll do a special order, right? If they don't see anything in the Madeira, then I say, all right, candle thread. Okay. I do charge extra if I have to do a special order of thread for the customer, okay? Because sometimes what happens is that you got to pay for shipping and all that stuff. So, you know, which is why I tell customers it's really better to see if you can match the color with what I have in here. So it's just something to think about, okay, while you're charging, you know, you're working on those prices and stuff like that. Now in here, you see that I have like a whole roll of stickers. I like to kind of add stickers to the orders and stuff like that. I have, oops, sorry guys. I have made my own little custom made just for you stickers, little thank you stickers, you know, asking for a review sticker. And then I have the big thank you stickers for the packages and stuff like that. And behind here, I have all the extras. Okay, so that way I know I'm not running out. If I ever see that one of these rows is running low, I look behind, and if I don't see any extra, that's when I know that, okay, I'm running low on inventory. So it's time for me to go ahead and order some. Okay, so I always keep them in order, okay, as I have them in line here, so that way I know what I'm running low on and what I'm not, because it really helps with the inventory and stuff like that. And when I do buy them, what I do when I see that I'm low, what I usually try to do is I try to buy as much as I probably can, like a 4 or 5 pack. That way I have them in here, and you know, I'm not going out buying stickers every month or every 2 months or something like that, right? It's usually like a once a year purchase, okay, and stuff like that. So it depends on the sales and everything like that. So, you know, something to think about. Okay, so now we're going to switch over, okay? And if you guys don't, I'm going through the chat, so it doesn't look like anyone is saying, oh, I can't see or anything like that. It looks like it's okay. All right, so cool. All right, so let's keep going around. Okay, so now here we go. Here I have this cutting table, okay? Now, I do cut some fabric, but not a lot, right? Unless I'm doing applique or something like that. But this is a quilt cutting mat. I like this a lot. I really do. You know, and here I have my hooping station. This is a really cool table because the sides fold. Okay, so if you don't have a lot of space, you can just take out the cutting mats when you need it, and then you can fold this up. Okay. Behind in here, I just have like a bunch of blanks and stuff like that all in the closet. Okay. I didn't modify the closets, putting shelves or anything like that, even though like I talked to somebody, they were kind of like, do you want to make like shelves and stuff like that? I was like, nope, I'm going to leave the closet as is because you just, you know, it's okay. All right, so let's keep going around. As you can see here, under here, what I like about this is it has these little baskets, right? So in this basket, usually what I'll have is my rotary cutter. I'll have, you know, some, you know, chalk markings and stuff like that and everything. I have foam in here. I have some stuff, you know, to help me with placements if I need it and stuff like that. So double-sided tape, I keep it in here as well. Okay, so if I'm hooping and I need to double-sided tape and stuff like that, I have my double stuff. So stuff that I normally use right away in here is what I have. Now I do have something behind here. Let me show you what I have here. This is something that I highly recommend for you to get if you don't have one already. They're pretty inexpensive, and they're small. Okay, let me bring you over here. This is a scale. Okay, I use this for shipping. Okay, my items are not that big, right? They're really not that huge or anything like that. So, I mean, all I need to do is just get an idea of the weight of the package. So that way I can make sure that I have enough, that I charge enough for the shipping, you know, that I buy the shipping label correctly. The last thing you want is to be guessing, and then you're buying your shipping label, and then all of a sudden it's like, what? They send it right back to you and stuff. And then the customer is going to be like, okay, great. I just, you know, I messed up. You know what I mean? You don't want to do that. So get yourself a scale and stuff like that. So I just keep it behind here because that way I have the cutting mat clear. And then if I need to ship something, whatever, I'll just take it out from here and stuff like that. Now, to make the process a little easier, okay, let's look at this hooping station. And I'm going to show you something that I've done. And I got to lift this up because the wire's getting on thing. Okay, let me show you something that I do that's pretty neat. Now, here's my hooping station. And I want you to see what I have right here. Right here, what I have is I have tearaway stabilizer. This is the stabilizer that I use a lot for my kitchen towels and stuff like that, okay? The cutaway stabilizer I usually use when I'm doing like polo shirts, clothing, and stuff like that. But because what I sell a lot is kitchen towels and all that kind of stuff, the tearaway stabilizer is what I use. So usually what I'll do is I'll take like a whole pack and I put it right underneath here. To me, it's a perfect spot because then what happens is when I'm going ahead and I hoop my towel on here, right? And I'll show you, I mean, it's like an automatic that you don't want to like be running around looking for stuff, right? So I just like hoop, and then I just open my stuff. I go in here, I grab a sheet, I align it, go grab the towel, click that, pop, and done, okay? And I have all my thing here. When I see that I am starting to run low here, I just go to the sewing room, and I'll show you exactly where I'm keeping all my stabilizers now. And I grab a new pack, and I open it up, and I just put them all under here. Works great. I'm telling you, I like it. This process works really good for me, okay? Now, moving on, you see right here, this is my brother serger, my airflow serger. This is a good place for it. And what I really love about this table is that I can move it out, okay? So when I move it out, then all I have to do is just move my chair over here, and I just like position it, and then I can go ahead and start serging. So really good. More threads here and more threads here. Okay, and these are all small cones and stuff like that. Then I have my SC 1900 right here. Okay, here what I do is I have all my pins, and I use the Leslie got me this little pin holder, and I gotta tell you, I love it, okay, because it's strong. It is really, really strong, and it holds my pins really, really nicely. So, yeah, so this is like really cool. So I got this, and then these are pins for when you're quilting. They're called fork pins. My sister was looking for these, and she just got my curiosity going. I don't know. I was like, fork pins. What are fork pins, right? And they're for quilting, so that way your stuff doesn't shift. And I found it interesting, so I said, let me buy a 2-pack because I'm trying to learn how to sew. And yeah, so let me show you what they look like. Here you go. See, they're like forks. Okay, so I bought 2 packs of the clover. Yeah, so I have them right here with the pins and stuff. I also got this little jar, and I keep all of my extra huggers in there. Got my huggers in there and stuff. This is brush. Let me tell you, this is pretty good to have because it gets rid of the dust. Okay, so a lot of times when I see dust and I need to like clean my machine like this, I use this. This is usually a brush for barbers. Okay, this is what they actually use to clean the people's neck when they start, when they're like shaving or cutting people's hair. They use this to go ahead and go around the neck to take care of the hair. This is really good to clean. I tell you, I use this to clean my machines. I just go ahead and to dust the table and stuff like that. I find it very useful. So I bought one. Super soft, and I like it. So I just keep it right here. I have my magnetic wrist for when I'm sewing and stuff like that. Moving on along, my little favorite wall. Okay. I like to keep all my stuff up here. And then I got my heat press. Now I will tell you this. I used to have another cabinet in here and stuff like that. I moved that to the other room, to the sewing room and stuff like that, because I thought it was a lot better. I will tell you this. I had to go and I had to purchase another one of these, okay? Another rolling thing, cart. The one that I had before, the wheel broke. Okay, so the wheel broke and I was like, this is great. So, but they're not as expensive as they used to be. So I just went, like, with a coupon and all that kind of stuff. Got it. Told Carlito to go to Michael's and pick it up for me. He did. We put it together. It was so now I got a blue one. It used to be like a light green, the one that I had before, but okay. Now, one of the things that I like too is that I was able to, I used to have my ironing stuff here, okay? But a lot of times when I'm ironing, it's mostly because I'm sewing, right? So I decided to take the ironing board and everything and move it over to the other room and stuff. So that's what I've done. So now, because I don't have the iron here anymore, and so I was able to move this over. Okay, and I like it that I moved it over because it gives me more room to get between in here. Okay, now this is something that I want to tell you guys about having the big embroidery machines. A lot of times people think, oh, can I put the machine up against the wall, right? No, it well, with these machines, it's good that you have space between between the behind machine, okay? Because what happens is sometimes you need to get back here to change the color thread, right? To cut the thread and put the new one. So what I really liked about this is because it gave me the space. If I lost a little weight, I probably could lose less weight. But hey, but it gives me the space that I need, that I can get back here and I can work back here. Okay, and then I could go and I can change all my colors and stuff like that and not have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying? So, but the space is needed. Okay. Now the between the behind the machine and the front. Now the other thing that I got, which I think was worth all the money in the gold, and I wish I had done this a lot sooner, was getting the mats. Okay, as you can see, I have these floor mats now. Okay, these things are like so super cool because before, when I had all these machines running, I'm on the second floor. So when you came into the front of the house, it's in the entryway, you could hear the machines and you could hear the ceiling like shaking and stuff like that. So having these mats really helped a lot. So I was just like, I'm really glad that I did that. That was a really, really, really good buy. Okay. So coming back to here, in here I have some of my shipping supplies in here. Okay, like my shipping bags and all that kind of stuff. I keep that all in here. I have all my fabrics in there. I'm not buying any more fabrics until I get rid of what I have. Okay, so I am sticking to my guns and I'm going to use what I have. In the cabinets, I have other things that I use, like, rotary cutters, extra blades and stuff like that and everything. In here, usually what I do in here, in this cabinet right here, this is where I keep a lot of the things regarding any embroidery, and I'll show you. Especially this drawer. This is where I keep all of my extra needles. I usually have them in order by size, okay? I usually use 2 needles. I use a 65.9 and a 75.11. So this row is 65.9. This row is 65.11. Usually you will always find a box that has a check on it. That means that this is the box that I've already opened, okay? And then when you go in the box, you'll see an envelope with a check also, knowing that that actual envelope is one that I have already started using needles from, okay? This helps with inventory because it tells me when I'm starting to run low. So when I start seeing that I am down to like 2 boxes, okay, which is 100 needles a box because I buy them 100 per box, okay. When I am down to 200 of each, okay, that is when I know I have to go and I have to make another big purchase of the needles, okay, because I always like to have at least 5 boxes of needles in stock all the time. So I will run them down until I have like 200 left. And then I go ahead and I buy the bulk. I do change my needles a lot. I do that, okay, because I can't afford not to have good embroidery, no good quality embroidery. So I am really big on changing my needles. And because you can see, I have 3 multi-needle machines behind me. Every machine itself, this is 10, this is 10, this is 6. So whenever I change them, I have 26 needles that I'm changing at one time. Okay, so it can't, believe me. I know when you look at those boxes, you're thinking to yourself, wow, that's a lot of needles. But when you're changing needles as much as often as I am, you can go buy them. So I'm usually buying needles like every 4 months, something like that. Okay, because I do go buy them, especially if I have like a lot of bulk orders. I usually will change needles while I'm processing those bulk orders. Okay, because sometimes the needles can get dull after doing 50 of them. Now, you could buy more expensive needles that I heard last longer. I've heard of those, the titanium needles, but I've always just stuck to this. I always told myself I'll give that a shot, but I've always kind of just stuck to this and stuff like that. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you guys, though, since we're talking about the needles and stuff, I always like to, if you guys have pill boxes, old needles, just throw them in here. That way you don't have to worry about getting your hand pricked or anything like that and stuff like that. So always have these little pill boxes and stuff. So I always tell my husband, don't throw them out. Give me like 2 or 3 of them. That way when they fill out, then I can just use them to discard the old needles and stuff. The other thing that I purchased, and I got these from the dollar store, guys, is I got these little tubes. Okay, these are little tube things that I purchased. There's a reason why I use these. Okay, in this one, I have what's called the snag repair needle. Okay, from Clover. So what I did was I use these in case I get a snag. And I just keep those needles in one bottle. And what I did was I just cut the snag repair needle label and I put it in here so I know what it is. The other thing that I did was I just took 2 of them. The one that's not labeled is 7511 needles, and then the one that's labeled is 65.9. Now, there's a reason why I do this, okay? The reason why I do this is because there are going to be times when you have embroidery designs that's going to require different needle sizes and different needle thread weights, right? In those situations, what happens is sometimes I'll have needles in my machine that are size 7511 and I have to swap them out. And they're still very good needles. They're fresh. I just changed them out. So there's no reason for me to go ahead and discard a brand new needle. So what I will do is I will take the needle and I will just put them in here. Now, just something that I am pretty particular about. Not everybody is, but I am, okay? When you are putting a needle that you want to keep in one of these containers, okay? And this is a container. This is how I do it, okay? And this is just me being very particular because I am. I always drop it in, not the point of the needle. See how this is? This point right here is what goes down. I don't like dropping it this way. The reason why is because I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it makes a difference, but it bothers me that the bottom of the needle gets dropped and hits the bottom of the thing. I like my needles to be fresh and sharp. So I always make sure that I put it in top needle first down. That way, when I take it out, I'll just go like this, and then I'll just grab it and stuff like that. So it's just me being particular. That's all, but it's just, how I am. So the one that's not labeled, these are all 7511. Okay. These are needles that are barely used. So usually what I will do with these is I will, when I go to change my 6-needle machine, I will take these and put them in the 6-needle machine. And then instead of embroidering for 8 hours, I'll probably embroider just 6 hours, because I know that these already have some type of use on them. That's all it is, and stuff. And then if I have a 65 9 needle that I used, okay, and I got another one here, then what I do is I will put it in this one right here, okay? Because sometimes what will happen is I'll get an order for just one, and then it's just a small, a small section that required a 65/9 needle. I don't want to just pull out a new needle, use it for 5 minutes, and then throw it out. So what I'll do is I'll put it in here, and then the next time I need a needle, I can pull it from here, because I already know these needles are here because they haven't been used that much. And I want to get the most out of the needles and stuff. The other thing that I also do is I have sharp needles. Okay. These are for like baseball hats and stuff like that. Because the fabric is not knitted, right? The fabric is more sturdy. So you can use the sharp needle. So what I'll do is all the sharp needles, I have my own little container for those right there too. And these are brand new sharp needles that were only used once. So usually what I'll do is I will use these on the machine, okay, for a couple of more times and stuff. And then, sometimes I'll put tape on them, and I'll write down how much time I think a needle has and stuff like that. I know it's a little bit obsessive, but guys, that's just how I roll. Okay. So, needles do cost money. So I like to make sure I have the best bang for my buck. So yeah, and then here I have all the needles. Okay, I have my needles for my serger, I have my needles for my juki, for my quilting machine, for everything. Okay, so I keep everything, all needles, everything needles, one spot. Okay, I go to this drawer, I know this is where I get my needle. This is where I even have the screwdriver to change my needles on my multi-needle machines. You try to keep things in a certain place. And because this is usually the needles that I change a lot, because in the other room, I'll have the juki, and you'll see. But the thing is, it's just one machine with one needle, right? So it's not a big deal for me to walk over here, get the needle that I need, and go back. It's not a big deal. But for here, I have all these multi-needle machines, so I need to make sure that they're accessible, okay? The other thing that I have really close here, and because this drawer, as you can see, is like really close to the machines, right? Everything that I need to work on these machines, I like to have them here, right next to it, okay? The other thing I have is, you can see, this is all my needle drawer. And I even have like some brushes in here to clean and all that kind of stuff. Down here at the bottom, okay, right here, these are my extras, okay? So if you have like tools and stuff like that, one of the things I recommend, and I always tell people, is when you have embroidery machines and stuff, buy the extra parts. Learn your machine and learn to repair some of the machine yourself, okay? So in here, I have like extra screws. I have extra needle threaders and stuff, because I know how to change the machine on the needle threader. I have, all the stuff, all the packages and everything all in here. Have it all nice and neat. I know exactly where to go if I need something for my machine, okay? I like this system because what happens is I'm not running all over the place trying to figure out where did I last put that. No, it's all in one spot, okay? Because when you're running orders and stuff like that, and you got to fix a machine or something like that, the last thing you want to do is waste your time, because time means money, okay? So that's how, I roll and stuff. The other thing that I have here, kind of like in the back, is I have extra cards, my business cards, the extra thank you cards and everything. I have them all in here, okay? So usually what happens is when I start seeing that my stash of the cards are low in here, that's when I know it's time for me to reorder. So it helps with inventory when you have them like that as well. All my manuals is in the last drawer. Okay. All the manuals, I got snowmans, my manual for my machines and stuff like that. I have them all in here. Okay. My needles. Here's more manuals that I have, my playbook and stuff like that. And then here, okay, here we got the bobbin drawer. Okay. I have all the bobbins in here. Okay, for machines and stuff. For my Juki, you know, for the well, not really the Juki, because with the Juki I rewind my bobbins and stuff, but I do buy the pre-winded bobbins for my SC 1900, and I also buy the pre-winded magnetic core for the other machines as well. So I keep all my bobbins in here and stuff. I even have little bobbin cases. You can see they're kind of empty now. But at one time, I was taking the bobbins out of here. I was putting them on here. And then I was kind of like hanging them on here. You know, like I was taking this thing and I was like, okay, let me just put this in here and then hang it. And then I can have all my bobbins in here for that machine. But, you know, I kind of tried that method. And I was like, you know what? Why am I doing that? You know, I mean, it's the draw's right there. I mean, really, you know, so I was like, I overdid it on that. So, you know, kind of regret getting these because I really don't have much of a use for them. You know what I'm saying? But one of the things that I can do with these is I can use them in the other room, the sewing room, and then I can use them for the bobbins for my Juki machine. So, you know, we'll see how it goes, right? All right, so another thing so that you guys can see how I kind of spaced out everything. Let me show you guys what I have behind here, okay? I'm going to scroll over here. Let me move you guys over here. So right here, you see those little white things? These are, for you guys that don't know, for the brother machines, these are for the blankets, right? So if you're embroidering blankets and all that kind of stuff, I have for the 10 needle machines, I have one for each, okay? So I put them in here. This is a perfect little slot, that little area in there, and I have that. I also have right there, I don't know if you can see it, this is a bulk of white fabric, okay, that I bought a long time ago. I use that bulk to do my samples, okay? So when you have a customer that comes in and wants you to, digitize their logo and all that kind of stuff and everything, I don't use good fabric. I just use the cheapest fabric. And that I bought, and I bought a whole bulk, and that's gonna last me a really long time because all I have to do is just cut up a little piece, embroider the image, and then just let it go. And you know, that's just to show the customer. That's all it is, just to show the customer. Okay. So, all right. So then moving on along, you see that right here on there, I have a cabinet with the fabrics and stuff. That's the stuff that I bought. I bought velvet fabric, regular cotton fabric, stretchy fabric. I got to use that fabric. Okay, so that's how it is. So let's keep going. I'm going to keep going. As you guys can see, I have my machine here. I'm going to move you guys over here. I have my machine here. That's that's my third baby. This is the third addition to the family. This is the second addition to the family. And here in the corner, I have the first addition. So this is really my embroidery room. This is where I do a lot of the embroidery, okay? Back there, you see, I just have a big roll of batting. I bought a whole bunch of batting and stuff because I really want to sew. And then also at the bottom, let me move this over here so you guys can see. In here, I bought this. This is what I use. Oh, you guys don't see. For garbage, okay? This is actually a laundry basket on wheels. Now, I had another one that was like a little taller, but my son kind of took it. So I bought this one, you know, because I actually bought this one for him, but he kind of liked the taller one, so I just told him to take the taller one. It's fine. This is fine for me too. I just needed something that I can throw my garbage in. Okay, so I actually like it that it's on wheels, and because I get to roll it with me, right? So if I am somewhere in here, or let's say I'm in the sewing room and I need, I'm cutting fabric and stuff like that, this is so easy to just go ahead and just pull it into the other room, and I can do my sewing and stuff like that in there. Okay, so I really do like this. If you look also, you see at the bottom, you see I have these little tubs right there. Those are more embroidery threads. Okay, so if customers need more embroidery thread, that's what I got. I'll put that in there. One of the things also for you guys to notice as well, as you can see on the embroidery stand, I have stabilizers. Okay, all my stabilizers are in order. I know where they are. The ones on the top are stabilizers that have been opened and I have been using them. Okay, I do buy them in bulk, but the ones on the top is the one that I actively use. Also, I want you guys to see something that I do that I find is very, very helpful. I'm all over the place. All right, guys. Okay, I'm all over the place, but I want to show you guys. This is really helpful, something that I do. I recommend people do that. This is my little slot, right here. And I'm just going to pull this out so you can see as is. These are scraps of stabilizer, okay? Sometimes you guys are going to be embroidering and stuff like that, and you're going to probably have big chunks of stabilizer. Don't throw them out. Trust me, you'll use them again. You'll use them for samples and stuff like that. So what I usually do is I just clip them together, okay? And then I put them in the corner over there, okay? I just have them right here in the corner. And, and sometimes, and I just keep them all together. That way, whenever I need scraps of stabilizer, I could just go and grab it from there, okay? The ones at the bottom are all new stabilizers, okay? Those have not been opened yet, and I also have some stabilizers in the sewing room as well. But the thing is, what I like about having all the stabilizers together is that you can see when you are starting to run low, and you can see when it's time for you to go ahead and replenish the inventory. That is really, really important. Now, let's look at this one right here. Here, I usually have my hoops. I have all the hoops on the side of all this stuff, okay? I have a vacuum in here to help clean. I keep all my Cricut hooks and stuff here. I got my hot knife. I have a hat hoop back there. I also have the what I use to go around a hat hoop if I have to spray. That way the hoops don't get dirty. I keep this. I try to keep this in the back because Mello sometimes thinks it's something to play with. So I always have to try to hide him from him. So I always put it back there so that hopefully he doesn't see it, okay? As you can see, it's pretty kind of a little empty over there because there wasn't really much here. Let's go over to this side. Here you're going to see there is, because I have the heat press that's close to here, I have my Teflon sheets right there. So that way I can go ahead and I can just grab them, okay? I also have extra stabilizers here. These are all cutaway, okay? These are all cutaway stabilizers. This is where I have the Dookie frames and the fast frames right here. This is just plastic because sometimes what I'll do is, excuse me, I will embroider patches on plastic instead of twill. So I have that there. Excuse me. All right, so over here at the bottom, you guys can't see. All my hat hoops are down there, and I also have a bulk of Tender Touch, and this is Tearaway Stabilizer. Sorry. So yeah, so that's how I usually have that all organized and stuff. And then also, I don't know if you guys notice, see right here, there's like little slits between the furniture and stuff. I try to put cutting mats. Those are Cricut cutting mats and stuff like that. I try to put that all in there. So that is basically the embroidery room. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the sewing room. Okay, so I'm going to unplug you from here. Oh, I think you got unplugged. All right, let me see, make sure I have enough battery here. I do. I'm good with battery. All right, guys. So we're gonna go for a ride now, okay? So this is the embroidery room and how I have it. So now let's go ahead and let's walk over to the sewing room so that you guys can see what that's like. Let me unplug the laptop so I don't have the wire all over the place. Okay, so out we go. I'm gonna open this door. Now, this used to be, okay, so oops, sorry guys. Oof, okay, I didn't want to drop you guys. All right, so this room here used to be my son's room, okay? It's not as bright as the other one because I don't have that much lighting in here. So sorry about that, but I hope you guys can see okay. But let me give you like a view of when you come in, okay? So let's start from right here from the door, okay? Because here's the doorway, and then let's go right here. So here what I did was some of this furniture, it's not new. I'll tell you guys, I did not want to buy anything new. I wanted to make sure that I use exactly what I have, because I told myself for 2025, I want to try to be as economical as possible. Okay, here we have Mr. Supervisor here. He wants to see what's going on. So anyway, so what I did was, I gotta tell you something. All this stuff that you see in here was actually in the other room. I don't know how the heck I fit everything in there, but I did. Okay. So, all right. So let's start from the door. Okay. So as you can see, Mellow's at the door. So you walk in. Right here, what I did was, Mellow, your tail's in the way, honey. Okay. So what I did was I took this chest that was in the other room. I put it in here. This is now has become my my sewing state. I mean my ironing station. Okay. So I have my little block here and all that kind of stuff. And what I like is that I can put it right next to this desk too. So if I need it, I can just go like this. And then I can use this to iron with my clapper and everything. In here, what I did was I have all these sewing patterns and stuff. I have that in there as well. This is a little bit on the empty side. Just some little packaging equipment and stuff like that. But this kind of worked out for me. Now, I will tell you, this desk is something new that I have purchased. I kind of like it because it's the one that goes up and down. Okay. I think that works really good, because if you have like a bad back or something like that, it can help. I really think that it's dark in here. I hope you guys can see, but I know it's a little bit on the dark side. But anyway, okay, so I got my Juki machine right here, and one of the things that I did was I got my little Juki accessories right by the machine. I got my little needle and stuff. Here I got a little thread catcher. I got my best press. My sister raved about it and stuff. And, I was like, ooh, I want to get high just like her too when I'm ironing, right? So I got this. And then I got this little stand. And I really like this stand because what I do is I put my iPad on here. So if I'm like watching the Crafty Gemini or any of the tutorials on how to sew and stuff like that, then what I'll do is I'll have the iPad here and I can go ahead and I can watch it from here. I also went and I got my little accessory things here for sewing and stuff like that. And then moving on along, and I have Mello over here. Look at that. He's all in the way. Oh my goodness. Look at that. He's such a good boy. Mello, can you move, honey? Thank you. Okay, so then here in the corner, and let me show you about the corner of what I have here. Man, I'm so sorry about the lighting. This is the best I can do because I did not have the electrician come in and put extra lighting in this room. And this is just as bright as it gets, but that's okay. I mean, this is just for sewing. This isn't really the embroidery room. So I have my other serger here, my 1034D, and I'm gonna keep my little drinks here too. But you know, I like it because I have my sewing machine, so when I need to sew, I can sew, and then if I need to serge, I can just pull this up, and then I can just serge comfortably and stuff. I have another you know, another chest drawer here. I have all my snaps, my zipper pulls, and everything. I put them all in here. And then right here is just a couple of accessories for sewing. Pins, the bobbins that I use for my juki, you know, and little things that I have here. Here I have my I can't snap. Okay, so I have that here. This thing is heavy. Okay, so I have it here for when I need it. Let me show you guys here the other corner right here. More threads. Now, here is all my sewing threads. This is all the stuff that I use just to sew. No embroidery thread is here. Okay. This is just a, you know, a project bag that I got from Missouri Star and stuff, and you know, it's just some accessories. So you see at the bottom too, here I have more fabrics. Okay, these are tubs of fabrics. I had a lady in my neighborhood. She, you know, she just said she stopped sewing. She didn't want to sew anymore. So she was like, hey, I heard you sew and you do embroidery. Would you like some fabric? And I was kind of like, okay, well, let me tell you, she bought like 2 boxes of fabric, but nice fabric. So I was like, oh, wow, thank you. So what I did was I transferred all the fabric to, oh, and I can turn this. Okay, this looks better that way. To these 3 boxes back here. Oh, sorry, so you can see. So all these 3 are nothing but fabric. So I'm thinking, okay, so that's good. So I could go ahead and I can, you know, do that to do some sewing projects and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm going to keep going so you guys can see the room. So as you can see, I got my little window. Then I have a window here. And then right here, I have the stationery area. This is where I have my sublimation printer and I have my regular printer, right? And, you know, over here on the side, the black stuff that you see over there, that's a photo box for me to take pictures and all that kind of stuff. Then, you know, moving on along, I got my little Cricut machine. And I can't believe him. He shows up today. And it's like now he's like right smack in the middle of the sewing room. You know, Mello, you're going to have to move, Papa. Thank you. All right. Oh, my goodness. This dog's a trip. All right. So this is what I really love, guys, about this room. And I'm really sorry about the lighting. I think the lighting looks really, really bad. Yeah, but oh, boy. Okay. Well, anyway, this is what I really like about having this new space. What I did was, I don't know if you can see. Let me put you guys over here so you guys can see from far. I'm sorry, Mello. As you can see, this is just one of those folding tables that you get from Costco or BJ's or something like that. A lot of people use it for like picnic and all that kind of stuff. So I just got this. And what I like about this table is that I can just move it around, right? And I ended up putting my mats on here. And now I have plenty of space to cut fabric. So I'm like super freaking excited about this. And what I really love about this room too is that, you know, like during the Christmas holidays, I had my cousin come and visit, right? So what I did was I bought like, they make some really good air mattresses now. So I just bought an air mattress. I was able to just take this, put it on the side, fold this table, and then just put an air mattress on it here. And she was able to use this as her room, which I thought that was like pretty cool. So I really am happy with having this extra space because now it's like, I feel like I can actually take a piece of fabric, I can throw it on here, and I can actually just cut it. I can take my time cutting and, you know, and all that kind of good stuff. And I just love it. I mean, I really do. I love having this space. Okay. So on the cutting table, what I did was I put 2 mats. You know, I have one mat here and one mat here. And And then I made myself, because now I'm doing sewing, I made myself this little bag. I was so proud of myself. It's not perfect, okay, because you can see, look how it is here. And then look how wide it is here. So I am very, very off. But I use this bag for some accessories. Like I have my rotary cutter in here because I don't have the baskets that I have on the other table in the other room. So now at least, you know, because of that, I don't have that little basket, right? So because I don't have that basket, it's not a big deal, you know, but at least I have this little package. And I've been doing the zipper by the yard, which I really, really like. And I like getting my own zipper pulls and stuff. So this is like a little bag that I'm keeping right here. I got a little slate thing to hold my rulers, okay, for quilting and all that kind of stuff and everything, because I really want to try to do that and everything. But let me move this to the side, and I want to show you guys this other space that I have back here, okay? Now, I'm going to tell you something. A lot of this stuff that you see right here, all this shelving and everything, I had it before. I don't know how, but let me move this a little bit. See how I can move this? I can really move this. I love this. I mean, it's like, wow, I can, you know, I can move this the way I want. Look at that. Look at that. I can move it. I just love that, okay? So it's like I have all this space. I just love it. So, all right, so let's talk about this space right here and stuff like that, okay? Now, this, I actually had this in the closet. I had it inside the closet. And then what I did was I decided I'm going to bring it out because I want to put all my blanks and my supplies in here, okay? So that's exactly kind of like what I did. So what I did here is I have all my blanks for my kitchen towels, for my pillows, all the baby blankets, all the napkins. I have some more embroidery thread here, okay? These are just some extras. So if the, sorry guys, so if the embroidery thread that's in the embroidery room isn't enough, then I can come here and I can say, hey, what about these colors right here, right? This is 60 weight thread, okay? I do buy them by the bulk, especially the color white and black, very popular. So usually I like to have those in stock. And then these are other 60 weight threads in different colors that I have, okay? I should have put a thing on here. Okay, so here's a couple of more of embroidery threads. These are the towels where I made my boo-boos, okay? So I can use, these are kind of like scraps. I don't like to throw out scraps and stuff like that because I know you can always use them for something else, right? So what I did was I'm using this. This is some more fabric that I have started projects on. Ooh, you can't see. I'm over here. See, there you go. So let me move back so you guys can see a little bit more. And yeah, so these cubes, I got them off of Amazon. I remember having these cubes when I graduated college and I got my first apartment in Arlington, Virginia. I had an apartment down there, and these were the cubes that I had bought so that I could go ahead and store my clothes in because I didn't have money for furniture and stuff like that. So now they have them in all these cute colors and everything. They got them in green, yellow, white, black, stuff. So I figured, oh, let me get the blue. The blue's cute, so I got that. So I got all this here. And I think I showed you guys here. I have more supplies in all these drawers and stuff. I try to keep things together. Here is another cart that I have. Most of this is for sewing and all that kind of good stuff. And then I have more batting. I noticed that people are making these makeup bags, right? And I have bought all this batting and stuff, but I don't know, for some reason, I'm noticing that more people are using this type of batting, okay, which is pretty fluffy. I went and I bought a bag from Walmart because I just wanted to see. And, you know, just so you guys know in the future and stuff, because I have not been posting the videos lately, but now that, you know, because I have been focusing on my space because I wanted to get my space together. Now that I have it together, I'm just going to videotape whatever the heck I'm doing at the time. Okay, whether if I'm processing an order in the future, I'm going to show you guys the video of how I process a particular order so you guys can see if you learn, you know, if you want to learn embroidery. And then when I don't have any orders, I'm going to start sewing and I'm going to show you guys stuff that I'm doing. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You guys probably going to think it's funny because I am going to be trying to be doing certain things. Like this was supposed to be a makeup bag that I see everybody else doing, right? So, but the thing is, what's funny is sometimes you see people do these videos, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, they are so perfect, okay, and everything comes out perfect, and then you go and you sew it, and you're like, mine doesn't look like that, okay? So I, you know, you guys know that have watched me for a long time, you guys know I'm raw, okay? I'm very raw, okay? If I'm sewing something and it comes out great, great. If I'm sewing something it comes out bad, then, you know, the lesson of the day is don't do it the way I did it, okay? But we kind of know that it's not exactly like simple because as you can see, like I said, in this makeup bag, look how wide this is. And then look at the other side, look how narrow. They come out too great, right? So, but I'm not giving up. I will tell you, I love these pulls that I got. These pulls and my zipper by the yard, I got them from Timo. I'm telling you, Timo. Timo's the way to go. So if you're looking for zipper by the yard and you're looking for zipper pulls, go to Timo. Very affordable and stuff like that. I mean, you're not going to get it like very next day, like Amazon and stuff like that, but so they're cheap, you know? So anyway, so yeah, so I have all my hats here, you know, spare hats. I don't have too many hats because I don't buy too many bulks and stuff. And then in the closet, it's a little messy, but you know, I do keep in here, I do keep all my aprons in here that I sell and stuff like that. And then in the corner over here, I don't know if you guys can see, it's probably really dark in there. This is where I have all my twill, okay, for patches and stuff like that. These are all the twills and stuff like that that I keep and everything. So yeah, so that's it, guys. That is it. You know, that's as far as I have gotten. Now, I know, and we're gonna go to the other room. Let's go over to the other room because the lighting is a little bit better and stuff. Now, you know, Mello, we're gonna go into the other room. Is that okay? Is that okay, Mello? Can we go into the other room? Okay, let's go. All right, let's go. Come on, Papa. All right, so come on, Mello. Let's go. Let's go into the other room. All right, so as you can see, oh man, the lighting here is just, oh, awesome. Okay. And you know what? I'll be right back. Let me go grab my glass of water. I'm being right back. Yay. I'm back. Okay, so yeah, guys. So let me see. I'm gonna put you guys down here so that I can go through the chat. I'm gonna go and take the laptop off of here and put it on the desk so that I can talk to you guys. I know that the lighting is a little bad. Sorry, guys. So yeah, so I wanted to do this. And for those of you guys that are probably asking, because you know, yeah, that used to be my son's room. That was Cardito's room. Cardito is back from college. And you know, he really didn't want to go back to his old room, you know, even though I was going to take all the sewing stuff out and everything. He started to move into the basement. I think he liked that space. So one of the things that we did was I have a friend who does construction, and I reached out to him, and then I asked him, I said, is there a way that we can portion off? Oh my God, he wants to say hi, guys. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh my goodness, Mello. Oh, yes, okay. Okay, yes. Yes, they're all saying hi to you. They are. Oh, you're a star. Okay. All right. So, and I asked a friend of mine, you know, can we just portion off some of the basement so that way we can make like a fifth bedroom, you know, bedroom down there for him. And my son really did like the idea because he was like, wow, it's like having your own little apartment down there. So we did that. So when we did that, it made me feel better because now I know that my son has his own space. So we were able to take all his furniture and move it down there. So now he has his own little bedroom down there. And because that released that space up here, I was able to utilize that. Now, one of the things that my husband likes is that now it's because I'm going to be sewing in that room as well, because now I don't just want to do the embroidery. I want to really up my skill on the sewing level, so that way I can also try to sell products that I sew as well on the Etsy shop. So we get to write off not just this space, but we get to write off the other space in our taxes as well, which is a good thing, right? So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that and everything. So yeah, so I'm gonna go down now that is done. Oh wow, okay, I was able to cover both spaces within the hour, which is good because you guys know that I always like to share the topic on the first hour, and then I like to go ahead and go through the chat and say hi to everybody and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna go through the chat. I'm gonna say hi, and and let me know what you guys think of this space and everything. It's not 100%, right? Because as time goes on, and that's one of the things that I tell people, especially when they're starting out and everything. I go, we talked a little bit about that last Friday, about the space, right? You really have to kind of sometimes think about it. And sometimes you can set it up and you think it's fine and it's going to work. But as time goes on, you're going to notice that maybe you shouldn't have put that table on the left side. Maybe it would have been more better for you while you're processing your products to have put it on the right side versus the left. Or maybe your threads shouldn't be displayed on a certain spot. Maybe it should be in another one. Or sometimes a wall, like I used to have a whole bunch of, like, you see those thread racks that I have on the wall. That's how I used to have a lot of my threads there. I used to have them on the rack. And I thought, okay, I'll just have like a whole wall full of threads, right? And I thought that would work. And it did for a little bit. But, as time goes on, sometimes you come across certain things and you're like, you know what, I think this will work a little bit better, right? Which is like, for example, this thing that I got right here. This is actually a shoe rack from Amazon. Okay, a 7-tier shoe rack. And it wasn't that bad. The thing is, though, if I would have waited a little longer, I probably could have got it a lot cheaper. But I did, I paid about like $145. And I think when I told you guys about it, and I did the video and stuff like that, the price had dropped, I think, to about like $119 or something like that. But this was awesome. And I was able to get rid of a lot of those racks that you see on this side right here and put those things right in here. So as you see, the way I organize the threads is by color. And I try to do almost the same family of colors. Perfect example of that is like the pinks that you see right here. I didn't just put the big threads. I put the small threads as well together with it. So that way, customers can see a range of some of the stuff. And it works. It just really, really works. And I am really happy. I will tell you, I was thinking about getting 2 of these. I actually was. And I'm still toying with the idea, because I look at the sewing room, right? And I see I have all this shelf on the wall, right? So that's the one thing that I don't like, looking at the sewing room, is that if you notice, I had the cutting table, but the whole wall is covered with nothing but shelves and stuff. And I want to do something where I can organize it a little better, because one of the things that I really do like about this piece is how it rotates around, right? So it's like, I feel like you're able to store more in a smaller space. And I love the feature of rotating around. So I am And I think these come in different colors too, if I'm mistaken. I'm not sure, but I have thought about getting another one. But the thing is, I don't want to invest in another one yet until I know for sure what is it that I'm going to store on here. Like I could do another rack of threads and then I can get rid of all of my wall racks, right? But the thing is, I'm looking at that shelving that I have against the wall. To me, it's looking a little bit busy, even though to me it makes sense because I know exactly where everything is. But I'm like thinking to myself, I really would like it to look a lot neater. Because I am, I will say I am my sister will tell you. I mean, it's really funny too because I wasn't always like that. I mean, my mom used to get on my case because my room was so messy. She used to get on my case all the time. And then when I came and moved out on my own and stuff, it's like she comes and she's like, now you got everything spotless, She goes, why couldn't you be like that when you were living with me? And it's funny, I tell that to Carnito now. So anyway, but yeah, I just want to see if I can organize the sewing room a little bit better. The other thing that I had did was I going through this whole process of trying to get stuff better organized in here and then trying to set up the sewing room is I got rid of a lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff that I saw that I bought that I really didn't need anymore or use. And it was like it was a decluttering process, right? But it was pretty good. It was good because I got to really organize and clean out stuff because like I said, you have to do that once in a while because if you don't do it, then what ends up happening is you're going to end up with a lot of clutter, right? And one of the things about clutter is it can really it can mess with your mood. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to feel at ease and knowing that everything is organized in a certain place, that helps me. It really does. So I'm pretty content about that. So I'm pretty happy with the space. I want to do more and I want to do the sewing room a little bit better. Okay. But the thing is also is that I'm trying to be as money conscious as possible, which is why I have not really jumped into buying another shoe rack because if I do invest in it, I want to make sure that it's something that I'm really going to utilize and do. So, I don't want to like buy something just to buy something and then I find out that it's not going to work out and stuff like that. So, this is a year that I really have to be tight and there's a reason for it too because my husband retires. He retires next week after 40 years of service. So, he is smiling from ear to ear. So, we're going to lose an income, right? I mean, yeah, he's going to get his pension and all that kind of stuff and that's fine, but it's different, right? It's not it's not going to be 2 paychecks a month and stuff like that. So our budget's going to change a little bit, right? So because our budget is going to change, I just have to make sure that I am really really money conscious until we get adjusted to this new new budget change that we got going on financially and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that we're going to be okay and stuff. I don't want to overspend. So I would love, I'm gonna be honest, when I saw that I was going to get that other machine, that other room, I was thinking, oh, I could get 2 more machines because I really could use 2 more machines. I think having 5 embroidery machines would be awesome, and that then I would be set. But I will tell you, the 3 that I have seems to really be working pretty good for me. Okay, it really does. I seem to have been able to manage doing the bulk orders and all the orders that I get, and I have gotten a lot of big bulk orders, and the 3 machines are workhorses, and they seem to be doing pretty good. So, and the bulk orders that I usually get, they can run pretty fast. Now I'm sure that I could accomplish them a lot faster if I had 2 more machines. But the thing is, a lot of these bulk orders that I get, mostly it's just logos on polo shirts, logos on jackets, initials on wedding napkins and stuff like that. So it's like, it all seems to, they go pretty fast. It's not a big deal. So, the 3 machines really seem to be kind of sufficient and stuff. And the way this business kind of sometimes work is There have been moments where I have so many orders, and then there have been times where there's like a little break in there, right? Where it's like, okay, I got a whole week where it's like there's no orders, or 2 weeks where there's no orders. But then it's like, boom, it's like nobody wants to spread out. Everybody wants to knock on the door at the same exact time, So it could get a little, a little complicated. But at the same time, I got the appointment book, which really helps. I told you guys about that. That really, really, really helps. So it's like when people knock on the door, I'm like, okay, well, let me open up the appointment book and, and schedule you in. I have been pretty booked. I will tell you, my orders are really up there. I've gotten a lot of large orders and stuff. Right now, my schedule, if I get another bulk order that comes in, it's not going to be processed until March. Okay, because I'm already booked from January, from this month, and February is already full. Orders that come in now will have to be processed in March if you're asking for a bulk order. If it's a small order, I could probably, small orders I don't really worry about, because sometimes those, the most they take out of my time is like a half hour. And if I can squeeze it in during the weekend and stuff like that, as long as you're not coming to me and saying it has to be done today, then then we're good. Because I can usually squeeze it in between the bulk orders and stuff like that. So, but I have been really, really conscientious of my time, I will say, because I promised myself I was going to do that in 2025, and this year. I do not want to feel overwhelmed and stuff like that. I am really, really committed to making sure that I continue to enjoy this journey. I'm not focused too much on the money. I'm focusing on the quality of the work and making sure that when I get the orders in, that I can, process them timely and calmly. I don't want to be under that pressure and stuff like that. During the holidays, I know that's going to happen, because the holidays is the holidays, right? So I am usually very, very busy 2 times a year. That's usually Mother's Day and Christmas. Those are my very, very, very busy times. Sometimes in the spring, I'm pretty busy too. Baby blankets, a lot of baptisms and stuff like that. So usually that's a busy time as well. But it's okay. I mean, I can handle those. Those are okay. But Mother's Day, I think it's going to be a little easier, because now that I've improved my business processes, it can, I can now more quickly process some of the orders and stuff like that, and that's the other thing too. That wall that you saw in the sewing room, I want to have that where I can put pre-made orders in there. And as you can see, they're kind of like full. So I got to revisit that area and see how I can better organize that, because I want to be able to have items that are already pre-processed, and I want them organized in a way that when an order comes in, I could just go pull it and package it, so yeah, so that's that. Yeah. So, all right, guys. So I am going to go down the chat and say hi to you guys and stuff, and answer any questions that you guys might have and stuff like that. Hey, Gail, how you doing? Hey, Crafty Puerto Rican. I see Marlene. Hey, Joy. Oh my God. Feels like forever since I have been able to catch a live. Welcome, Joy. Hey, Rita. How you doing? Hey, Nancy. Hey, Miss Hemmings. How are you? Gail, how you doing? Baby Giant, I see Debbie. McFate, how are you? Miss Loomis, how are you? Hey Debbie. Hey Beth, how are you? Becky, how you doing? I see Ramen Quilt Basket. Hey Miss D Mallory, how are you? Emma, Jenny. Hey Deborah, Miss Miller, Miss Miles. I haven't seen you in a bit. How you doing? Hey Iris, how are you? Angela Stitches. Hey Gator Mom, how are you? Oh my goodness, yes, and that is my sister. She is so happy to have reached 8,000 subscribers, a milestone. So if you guys don't know, that is my sister. She's Nancy Gifts HQ, and also she is the one who does the crafting tunes. Okay, so this is volume 2 of her. She has a volume 1, she has a volume 2. You guys got to check this out. It's a really, really great crafting music. It's stuff that I play all the time. And a lot of people really, really love it and stuff. So yeah, congratulations, Nancy. And she does her live every Saturday at noon. So you guys got to watch her and stuff. She's really, really good. Hey Annette, how you doing? Hey Marlene, how are you? Leslie, how you doing? Um, Jackie, yes. Woohoo! 8,000 subscribers. Yes. Very proud. My goodness. And very well earned. And she's gonna hit 10,000 in no time. I know it. She's gonna hit 10,000. Hey SK, how are you? Hey Kim Cass, how are you? How you doing? Everybody's congratulating Nancy. Boy, I'm so happy for her. I remember when she was afraid of you do her first live, and now she is a pro. She's a pro. I'm telling you. Oh my God, I just love it. Hey Erica, how you doing? Yes, tour time. It really is. Yes. Hey Nevelyn, how you doing? Hey Nettie. Hope he's not being hard on you. So so glad. Oh, thank you, Nettie. Appreciate that. Hey Joe. Is it bad that you No, it's not, Joe. I never had an issue. I gotta be honest with you, Joe. I have never had an issue with having my threads out. Okay. But I will tell you this though. My threads do get used a lot. Okay. Now, if you had a thread sitting there for 10, 15 years, well, you may have to dust it off a little bit. But I'm gonna tell you a little trick though. This is something that a lot of people do that some people don't know about. Okay, let me tell you. So you asked, I got it right here. Bingo. Look at this. It's called sewing aid. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how you use this, Joe. Okay, let's say you have a thread and the thread keeps breaking a lot and stuff. Could be that it's old or something like that, right? Or it's a little dusty and everything. What you do is you open this up, and this is what it looks like. Okay, and then what you do is you take your thread, right? And you're just going to squeeze. Now, don't squeeze too hard, okay? Because you don't want to soak the thread, okay? What you want to do is you want to take this and you just want to do a line down. That's it. Just do a line down. Then put this in your embroidery machine and it should run fine, okay? It's called sewing thread. And what this does is it just lubricates your thread, because sometimes the thread can get a little dry. Okay. And I don't know why. It could be maybe because it's out there for so long. I'm not sure. But I have had some threads that get a little dry on me. But then when I put this on there, okay, let me put it up there so you guys can see. It's called Sewer's Aid. It actually works really good. Okay. So all you do, and I'm telling you guys, it's really good. Just buy one bottle. You can get this from Joann's, and if you have a Joann's coupon, get it from Joann's. If you have a Joann's coupon, you know what I'm saying. You can get it off of Amazon too, but I think Amazon's a little more on the expensive side. But one bottle will last you for a very, very long time. I've had this bottle now for over 2 years, and it has not gone bad or anything like that. But you don't squeeze a whole lot, okay? So you just take it and you just go like this, okay? And you're just gonna do a line down, and that's it. And then you're golden, okay? So yeah, Sewer's Aid. That'll help. So hope. Little tip for you. Little tip. Hey Margie, how you doing? Hey Peggy. Hey Debbie, I embroidered 2 of the heirloom blankets for people as gifts. Only because you showed us. I recommend it as an option. They are, Debbie, those blankets are always a hit. They are a hit. My neighbors, every time they have like a baby shower or a baby or a baptism or something like that, they always knocking on my door and go, "Can I get a baby blanket?" I mean, huge hit. And they really are. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they were big. And you know what, Debbie? Don't be surprised if more people hit you up for those blankets. I'm telling you, they are really, really very popular. Um, hey Eartha, how you doing? Let me see. Let's keep going down. Hey Jackie, how are you? Um, let's see. Hey Joyce, how are you doing? Going down. I hope I'm not skipping anyone by accident. If I did, I'm sorry. Hey Black Doll Shelby, how are you? Miss Adams. Um, let's see. Hey Terry, how you doing? I see Patty. Uh Oh, likes the idea. Yep, medicine bottles for bad news. Great idea. Yes, it is. Patty, I mean, it is because this is the thing that I did struggle with. How do you get rid of bad needles, right? Because you don't want to throw them in the garbage. Because if you throw them in the garbage, you don't want to accidentally, like, somebody picks up the bag and then they get, pricked and stuff like that. And it was just something. I think someone mentioned that to me, and they were like, "Oh, medicine bottles," and I was like, "Huh, why not?" Just make sure though that you take out the label. You could peel off the label with what type of medicine. You don't want your information on there, but just peel that off and stuff and just use them. You know. Um, let's see. Hey Carol, how you doing? Oh, yes. The snack tab is such a great gadget. I do like the Clover brand because it's a little bit thinner than the Dristle one. Yes. Yes. And you know what? I use that all the time. And it's really great, especially when you have like a loose hoop thread on your embroidery design or something like that. I mean, it's a really good thing. Um, Hello everyone. The new year started a little rocky. Oh no. He's on the mend. Oh, Jennifer, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad to hear that he's doing better. Oh, and I hope that doesn't like scare him to drive motorcycles and stuff, because I've heard that sometimes people, when they get into an accident, they get afraid to ever get back on one, but I'm glad that he's doing better and stuff. Jennifer said, I'm redoing my embroidery room. Thanks for some ideas. Oh, you're welcome. You are welcome, Jennifer. I'm glad. I mean, the whole reason why I wanted to share what I've done so far with some of you guys is to help, give you guys some ideas and stuff, because it can get very overwhelming. It really can. And this is just stuff that honestly, you're going to learn this within time. Because it depends on the space that you have. Right. Remember, I covered that in one of the embroidery happy hour. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't think about is space that you have available to dedicate to what you want to do, right? You want to be able to have a space where you're comfortable. And I will say, even though I was very comfortable here doing all of the embroidery, right? Sometimes when it came to the sewing, I really kind of like didn't feel, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm making excuses. I'm not sure. But anyway, I love sewing. But the thing is that I felt like, with the embroidery machines going on and stuff like that, and then me sewing at the same time, I felt like it was too much going on. So it got a little bit too like tense for me. But now that I have that separate room where I have my sewing machine on, what I can do is actually I could run an embroidery order here, and I can have my machines running, and then I can like close this door, and then I can go to the other room, and then it's just me and the sewing. And I can cut I have my big cutting table, and I can cut my fabric, and then I can just sew my stuff and everything. So I kind of like that. I like having that, because I feel more relaxed and calm. And that's really why I was so focused in getting the other room, is because I wanted to have that. Sometimes you got to think about your space and your environment, right? And for those that don't know and stuff, because I know my coworkers, they don't know. Well, I guess now they don't know, but because I know Erica's watching, but I do have a learning disability. Okay. And my surroundings play a big part of how I intake certain things, right? So, I cannot really like focus and concentrate too much if I have a lot of chaos around me. So, I think sometimes my sewing was a little bit off because I was trying to sew in the same exact room. I had the embroidery machines running, right? So with my disability, sometimes having that quietness around me helps me to actually really focus and home in on the project that I'm working on. And having that separate room with the sewing kind of helps. So I'm really happy that I was able to do that and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to to doing more sewing projects because I feel like now I can really, really, really focus and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm a little, on the challenge side, but that's okay. I survived. Yeah. Um, let's see. I'm gonna keep going down. Oh, hybrid freight. Okay. Has those magnetic bowls. I have 4 of them. Yeah, the magnetic bowls I love. I love them. I actually like Marsha. I like the magnetic bowls better than the pin cushions. I know that there's so many pin cushions out there and they have so many cute, adorable styles. And I'm not saying they don't work. I mean, they do. But I really like the magnetic ones because the magnetic ones, it's like you can just really just toss them in there and they are in there, right? As for like with the ones that you push in, I just feel like there's more of a manual thing, right? And stuff. So yeah, but love those. Oh yep, Carol, I got a ton of this of the on a great sale. I have more than I can use in a decade. Well, I'm gonna tell you something, Carol. Okay, I have bought tons of them myself. But then I found out that within Brilliance, you can actually print out the design with the actual snowman on it. So you don't need to buy the stickers anymore. So after I went and I loaded up with all these stickers, now I have I really don't have too much of a use for them. Now I do keep them because you never know, you might have a moment where you need it, right? So I do have them in there and I keep them in the drawer and stuff like that. But if you use in Brilliance, I don't know about the other software that's out there, but if you do have in Brilliance, you can actually print out the design with the actual snowman sticker on it, and it makes life so much easier, so much easier, um yeah. So let's see. Can't you make your own snowman? You can't make fake. You can print them using in Brilliance now. You don't need them. But when you buy the machine, you do get like a pack of them, right? And then when I started to use them, I was like, oh my God, these are awesome and stuff. And then I said, oh, I gotta buy them. Now I did hear from someone, they were saying you can't Xerox copy them, stuff like that. I don't know if that's true that you can't use. I never tried to Xerox copy them, but I just said, what the heck? Let me just buy them because the snowman stickers, they're not just like a one-time use. You can peel it off and you can reuse them if you wanted to, right? But when I saw that I can print them out using in Brilliance, I was like, why bother? I just print it out. That's it, you know. Let's see. I was working as a 911 caller. Yeah, I hope he's okay. Thanks, Mallory. Yes, guys, if you guys like today's topic, and I hope you did, please give me a thumbs up. That would really help the channel a lot. I have been trying to get to the 20,000 subscribers. I was hoping to get there by the end of last year. I got close. I was like 800 shy, but that's okay. I'm getting a little closer and stuff. So if you're new and you like what you're seeing and stuff like that, please consider subscribing. That would really help the channel a lot. also the thumbs up as well and stuff. And I'll just keep this going. Oh, what little vacuum did you use for your machines? Well, let me tell you, Carol. Let me see. I got the vacuum right here. Let me go grab it and I'll tell you exactly what is. I don't just really just use it for the machines either. Here you go. Okay, this is a heat gun. I got my little heat gun here. You can get these little, this is a mini vacuum that I got off of Amazon, right? And usually, and it's rechargeable. What I like about this, and this is something that I use, is when I want to like vacuum around my machine or I want to just pick up threads and stuff like that. Pretty neat. But I will tell you this, okay? I have a cordless Shark vacuum, and that to me is a little bit better than these, okay? Because these are battery operated, they're not that strong, okay? So I mean, so you know, where is it? Carol. So Carol, I got, you know, this is what I would say. Go on Amazon, look up mini vacuums, order it, make sure you can return it. Try it out. If it works, then you're good. But I don't pull it out as often. I usually use my Shark vac, because it's cordless and it has the little attachment and it works just as good. And it's a little stronger and stuff. This one's okay. I try to use this when I'm trying to get the little dust inside. And I'll show you right now so you guys can see. Let me move you guys over here so you guys can see. So what I usually do, and let me move this over here, is right in here and stuff. You know, you're supposed to clean the dust right from in here. So I will take this and then I just vacuum just around this area right here just to get out some of the lint and all that kind of stuff. That's what I use this for, okay? I will tell you the suction is not that strong, but in reality, you don't want it to be super strong, okay? Because you don't want to damage your machine, okay? Because a lot of times what you really should be doing is you should be using your brushes to brush out the lint, okay? Not to just take a machine and stuff like that. I do know that when you take your machine in for servicing, they do have vacuums and they do go in and they vacuum the machine. Like Justin goes and he vacuums the machine for me. But the thing is also is what he does is he takes out all, you know, the plastic covering that you see around here. I'll tell you, he takes out that machine, you know, the plastic coverings from the machine, and that machine is butt naked, okay? I mean, all you see is the wires and everything like that. And then he takes the vacuum and he goes and he vacuums out all the lint and everything like that. You'll be surprised. If you guys ever have an opportunity to sit there and watch them service your machine, and they open that take off that plastic, I mean, you would be surprised how much lint gets collected in your machine. It really does, especially if you use it a lot and you're over here thinking, oh, I clean the arm all the time and everything. But then the moment you go to get it serviced and they go and they open up that machine, you're like, whoa, wow, that's a lot of dust and stuff, which is why, you know, Justin says you have to do it on an annual basis. If you want, you can try to get away with like a year and a half, but it can damage your machine because that lint inside the machine will build up and then your machine's going to act up. And, you know, I'd rather pay for the maintenance and make sure I keep it running smoothly than to take a chance and say, okay, Justin, I'll see you in 5 years. And then like 3 or 4 years, the machine starts acting up because I have tons of lint in that machine. And then before you know it, I'm going to have to be not just paying for the servicing, but paying for the repair and the parts that they have to replace and all that kind of stuff. So it's so important to take care of your machine. So, you know, I bought that vacuum to do that, you know, because I saw that he had a little vacuum and everything. But I got to be honest, it's not exactly like really, really forceful. So a lot of times what I do is I just go to my brush, but like I said, try to buy one, get one, see if you like it. If you don't, no big deal, return it and stuff. Now, the brushes, what I always tell people to do, go to like 5 and below. 5 and below, these are all makeup brushes, guys. These are not any special brushes, makeup. Now, the thing that I also say is you can go to 5 and below. They have them little plastic and stuff. Open them up, run your fingers in front of it, and make sure that they're soft. You don't want a brush that's going to be really, really rough on your machine. Okay. You want a soft brush. All right. And, just run your finger. If you feel that it's soft and stuff, $5, you get a whole pack. And the pack comes with different types of brushes. Okay. So that you can go ahead, and they're all super soft and everything, and they work just fine. They work fine because the whole goal of cleaning that machine is to get that extra lint out. And you can do it with these brushes. So there's no reason to go ahead and buy this special brush just because it says it's an embroidery machine brush. It's a brush. That's all it is. You just need a gentle brush. That's all. Okay. 5 and below. And if you could get, and sometimes you could probably find them at the dollar store too. It's not really a dollar store. It's like $1.25 if you think about it. But yeah. So let's see. Let me go down. Oh, what type of fabric did you get to test your design? I just get regular cotton fabric. That's all I get. Okay. Now, if you want, you could get like a yard of knitted fabric and stuff like that. If you want to match the fabric of the clothes, okay, you could do that if you want. But to be honest, I mean, I was doing that at one time, but then I was like, why am I doing that? I mean, it's fine. The design is fine. It's not going to shift or anything like that. Okay. I mean, it is different material, but when I test the design, it's really to make sure that the design is going to stitch out well. Okay. And, and then when you go to do it on the actual product, you kind of know the fabric that you're embroidering on. So you kind of know if you need to put water soluble stabilizer on top, or if you need to double up on the cutaway stabilizer, or if you use cutaway or tearaway or whatever. You kind of have that down pat. But so to me, it's like, don't go spending all this extra money on this special fabric just to test out designs. Okay. Just go to Walmart. That's what I did. I went to Walmart and I got that bulk. Okay. And I'm going to tell you something. I had the same bulk for the last 5 years. 5 years. Okay. And I still have plenty of it left. Okay. And then what you do is just cut them. Because a lot of times what you're doing is, if you work on bulk orders like I do, what you're doing is you're just testing designs for logos, for shirts, for logos. So don't go crazy spending all this extra money and stuff like that. That's just what I think. Oh, everybody say hi to Mello. My sister, she's funny. She said, oh, where's my bed? Your bed is in Carlito's room now. So you're going to have to kick out your nephew from his room to get that bed. I'll bring air mattress next time I go see you. I got an air mattress. Don't worry. And I got the futon down there, and Carlito got the bed in his room. So there's plenty of space for you, Nancy. My best press, my favorite. Girl, you be getting high on that thing, I tell you. Hey, Eleanor, how are you? I thought she said she had snacks instead of snaps. I love Snack Station too. Did I say that, Farina? Well, okay. Well, you know what? People in my job already know my genetics, okay? So I probably did say snack. It's a snap. And to go with the snap, this is what I also have too. It's for cams. It's my cam snap. Okay. And, these are like the different colors of snaps that are available and stuff. So this is another thing too. I mean, I do have samples of these. I got a card chart of the snaps and stuff. that you can order these different colors and stuff. I gotta tell you, I don't really, customers don't really look at them, but I like it because if I ever want to order, like if I want to sew something and I want to order some snaps, I can order. I got my little color chart right there and stuff, so I can order my snaps. Yes, I meant snaps, Barino. That's what I meant. I probably said snack. Did I say snack? I think I did. Oh my goodness. Hey Leslie, I'm just so bad at organizing. I'm almost at the point of hiring someone to do it for me to get started. I've heard of people do that. I have heard of people do that, okay? But I am just so cheap. I don't want to do it. Oh, great idea. Barino says you can always get some good lamps with a bunch of adjustable heads. Love that idea. And you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do that because as you could see, when I went into the sewing room, the lighting wasn't that great. I mean, it's not that bad during the day because I can open up the shades and the windows. There's 2 big windows. So the light comes from the window and stuff like that. But at night, as you saw, it gets a little dark and stuff. But I am going to look into some good lamps and I could put it right in the corner. And you're right, with a bunch of the adjustable heads, that would give me plenty of light in there. I kind of like that idea. Thank you so much for that idea. I appreciate that. Let me see. What? Wait, did you say someone just retired? Honey, I need some lighting in my new room. Yes, he did. I did. Leslie, I don't think he's gonna do that though. I think I mean, I have given, Fred's got a little honeydew list, but I'm gonna be honest, I think he just really wants to relax for a little bit. So yeah, but I am really, really jelly because he's retiring at such a good time too. Because there is a lot of rumors that are going around, regarding federal government employees and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but he's retiring at such a good time. He's very, 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 very lucky. That extra sewing room is such a bonus. You may want to raise up your cutting table some to make it cutting easier on your back. Carol, I was thinking about that and I agree because and I don't know if I told you guys when in the other room, when you look at my juking machine, that table goes up and it goes down, right? That cutting table though is like a picnic table. So there is no up or down and stuff like that. And I really don't want to get another table. But when you said you want to get something to raise that up, I'm like thinking I could probably invest in maybe some little blocks or something that I can put underneath the legs of each of that table and lift it up some. Because yeah, you're right. I mean, the back. And I'm telling you, when you get up there, the back. Thank you for that idea. So I really like that idea. So now I got 2. I'm thinking about things to raise that table and a lamp, maybe like a floor lamp or something to put a little more lighting in that room. So you guys gave me 2 ideas so far. Hey, Monica. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, got a lot of people watching tonight. I really do. Yeah. Marina said, I wish I had the extra room. Currently sharing a crafting room with my doggies. I'll end up turning up the sitting room into my plant room, maybe considering space is at a premium. Yeah, it is hard. And I'm going to tell you something. It creeps up on you, because I didn't plan for any of this. I really didn't. I just went and bought a sewing machine because Carlito went off to college and I needed something to do. I was going to drive Fred crazy. So I started to sew and then I went and I upgraded my sewing machine to the SC1900. And then before you know it, bang, I got all this. So it's like this just grew, okay? And it grew into a really good business because it is very, very profitable for us. So yeah, but space is really required. It really truly is. You do need to have the space, and even you got to be smart about the space. You have to be organized. You got to make sure that you have things, organized and everything. And and I still have furniture downstairs because I had a sunroom. We converted it into a cigar room for Fred, but I had my old furniture from there. I have like little wicker furniture. I don't want to get rid of it, and it's right now sitting in my living room. And I'm thinking about what can I do. I'm thinking of selling it, but then I don't want to sell it. It's like I don't know. Now I'm thinking that would look wonderful in my sewing room to have like a little sitting area in my sewing room. But as you can see, what room do I have for a little mini sofa, right? So I'm really going to have to, if this is something that I want to do, I'm really going to have to look at that space and reorganize it so that I can make the space for that furniture if that's something that I want to do. So, yeah. So I am still, that's why I'm saying that room. This room is kind of finalized. I don't really see too much changing in this room because everything is in the place where it needs to be, and I'm able to process orders quickly and efficiently in here. The sewing room is really kind of a work in progress. I just got that room, and I organized a little bit. Carlito helped me with organizing it and stuff, but I don't really consider it my real final stages. So I really have to look at it and sit back and think of a better way to really put that room together. So yeah, so I'm kind of focusing on that. Oh, I was thinking about make that wall there a design wall. I was thinking about that because I did hear that sometimes people, what they do is they have a wall when they're quilting where they can put their quilt blocks on. That's something that I did think about it. Yeah, batting can be real expensive. I know. That's why when I saw that the batting was on sale and I had a coupon, okay, I went to Joann's. I said, I'll take the whole roll. I'll take the whole roll. That whole roll was $99. Okay. And I bought that. I will tell you, I bought that about like 3 years ago. But then I was using batting like crazy when I first started sewing. But then I got into the embroidery, and now I'm not sewing as much as I used to. So that batting has been sitting there for a little while, getting hot. So yeah. So now I want to get back to sewing. So yeah, so hopefully I get to use all that I bought. You know what I mean? So yeah. So let me see. How am I doing on the battery? Oh, I'm doing good. Okay. Oh, Iris, I used to have those cubes to store my children's books and toys. They're very strong. Yeah, they are. They are. I mean, I kind of like the cubes and stuff, but like I said, I want to organize a little bit better. I'm thinking maybe I could probably transfer those cubes into the closet and make it neater, and that maybe that'll open up that space. I just got to see what I can do. I got to see what I can do. Yeah. My sewing room turned into the V room where the grandkids sleep, the visitor room when the grandkids sleep where they visit. Shy things in time. Love your rooms. Oh, thank you, Beth. I'm enjoying them so far. I really am. I'm enjoying them. How is your camera set up? I am actually just videotaping right now from my MacBook. That's how I'm doing it. Okay, so just make sure your shipping time is manageable. Yes, always. My sewing room turns into the room where my grand boys sleep. Shove things into the closet, hide the machines. Worth the extra work to have them visit. Aw, I know that's got to be so special when they come. Hey, Vita, how are you? Oh, thank Christina. Oh, I love her channel, Debbie. I watch her too. Christina Home Affairs has great videos of making blanks and no fuss. No, yep, I love her. I love her. I do watch her. And And she does all these bags to sell. And what I love is that she tells you about what are her best sellers and all that kind of stuff and everything. And she does really good instructional videos. I like her. I really do. I watch her too and stuff. Oh, I just ordered my Mer's first mighty hoop ever. Congratulations. Use your coupon for the shipping. Thank you, Jeanette. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're going to love your mighty hoops. I'm telling you, they last forever. And I love my mighty hoops and stuff. But thanks for using my coupon code too, Beth. I appreciate that. Oh, I have a question for you, ladies. When do you need to iron something? Do you use your iron or the heat press? I usually use my iris when I'm actually sewing. When the heat press is something that I use if I'm doing a sublimation, which I don't do that much of, or if I need to iron the Tenter Touch or the cloud cover in the back of the embroidery. That's when I use my heat press. The thing is, if you use an iron when you are doing Tender Touch or a cloud cover, sometimes when you're ironing, you don't really are putting the right amount of pressure on the Tender Touch or the cloud cover. And then what happens is within time it can come off. But if you use a heat press puts the right pressure for a good amount of time. So you're good on that, And so, because I get a lot of questions about that. Sometimes people say, hey, does it come off? It does if you do it with an iron. You really need a heat press to put the Tender Touch and stuff like that on there. Oh, what's her coupon code? Marina, the coupon code is Boricua. BORICUA. If you put Boricua on when you're ordering a mighty hoop or a hooping station or something like that, it takes the shipping cost off of it. There's no you don't pay for the shipping because those items are heavy. And I'm gonna tell you something, the shipping can cost an arm and a leg to get those things to you. So that's why I tell people use that shipping, that code, and that way you don't have to pay the shipping. You save some money and stuff. So yeah, and you'll always see Barino. I know I'm saying your name wrong. I know I'm jacking it up. I'm sorry, but if you look in the video description, you'll see the coupon code there too. Yeah, with the link, you'll see it there. Had the same issue with the lighting in my craft room. Wait to sell the other house first. Had them built a wall with double doors and new reset lighting. I have reset lighting put in this room, and that's what I did. I had them put that in this room. I didn't know that Carnito was going to want to move to the basement, so I didn't ask for the reset lighting to be placed in the room, the other room. But it's okay. I kind of like the idea about the extra lamp. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to, because it's just a sewing room. I really needed more of the lighting in here because I actually, sometimes I use a magnifying glass to look at threads and stuff like that when I'm embroidering to make sure that, embroider correctly and stuff like that. So the lighting is really important in this room and stuff. So yeah, but reset lighting does help. That's for sure. Everybody, Mellow, yeah. Mellow, oh, he left. He's not here. The summertime I use the iron, but in the winter, I'm good with the heat press. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. I ain't gonna lie, them heat presses get hot. They get hot and they can really heat up a room. So yes, in the summertime, when I have to turn on that heat press so that I can put the cloud cover and stuff like that, this room gets hot. So usually what I'll do is I'll do all the embroidery first, and then I'll turn on that heat press so that I can press everything at once. That way I can get it over with. That's what I usually do. Hey, Leslie, how you doing? Do you plan on having a YouTube channel for your sewing projects? What I will do is I will do the sewing projects on this actual channel. I'm not going to have anything separate. I'm going to have it all on one. He's such a ham. He is. He is. He's a hot mess, I tell you. He always gets right in the middle of everything. Yep, Boricua is the code. Yes. They know her. It's so very awesome. They do. I know the owners. Yeah. I know the owners and stuff. They're really nice. They're so super sweet. Hi, Miss Shirley. How you doing? Oh, thank you. It's giving me some great ideas for mine when I move. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see. Oh, look at that. I use the heat press for all I can. I use I have a Cricut mini press also for the sewing next to my machine. I use it too, but I do like the Panasonic iron that I have. The reason why I like that one is because it's wireless. That's the reason why I like that one. The other ones are kind of like wired, and sometimes I feel like, that wire can get in the way. But I gotta be honest though, sometimes I wonder about that, because I'm like, you got this wireless thing. It ain't like you're going to the other room. You're just going, you're going from here to there. I mean, is the wire really gonna bother you, Jeanette? That's what sometimes I think. But but I got the Panasonic wireless one. That's the one that I'm using. I did try to do a search to see if they had a mini wireless one. Okay. And I was going on Amazon looking to see. But they did have a couple of them, but they didn't have so many great reviews. And when I saw they wouldn't have that much great reviews, I was kind of like, well, you know what? Do I really need one? No. The one I have is fine. And the thing that I noticed too was when me and my sister were at the sewing and quilt show last couple of months ago, there was a guy there, and I pointed it out to her, and I was like, look, that's the iron that I have. And it was like the Panasonic cordless one, right? I was saying wireless. I mean cordless. Sorry, guys. So, with no cord. And he had like a whole rack of them, right? Now, I will say this. I noticed that it was kind of pricey. And that's one of the things that I noticed when I went to the sewing quilt show is sometimes you see some of the items on there. And then I would do like a quick search online, and I saw that some of the stuff you could get them a lot cheaper from Amazon or somewhere else, right? But because it was at the sewing and quilt show, it was a lot more. So I was kind of like, So like the iron itself, I believe the guy was selling it for, I don't know. I think it was like $150, something like that. I'm not sure, but I know that when I saw how much he was selling it for, and then I went online, I saw there was like it was a pretty big gap too. We're not talking about a couple of small dollars. It was about like, good like $30, $40 higher to buy it from him there. So I was just like, wow, he's making, that's a big price difference. But so I was thinking to myself, well, I don't know if he's going to sell too many of them, because people probably will be like, well, why am I going to buy it? It's the same iron, right? So I could just go and get it from Amazon and save $50 and stuff. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The last day, me and my sister were walking out, and that guy was sold out. I mean, everybody bought that iron, and I was just like, oh, he made bank. He did a pretty good, that was a good buy. I mean, I'm like, wow, not a good buy, but a good sell, for him. So I was just like, wow, he made some really good money off of that. But anyway, and I do the same thing. I use the heat press for all that I can do, and the mini press, I have it, but it has the wire, and you know what I'm gonna do? I know what I'm gonna do one day. I'm gonna pack up my cordless one. I'm gonna take out the mini and put that by there because it saves a little space. See if I can get used to it. That's what I'm gonna do. Because I'm gonna tell you something. That Cricut mini press, it's very powerful, and it gets really hot. Really, really hot. It is a very, very good iron. I use an iron. I have a small heat press. I have my heat press is small too, Marlene. Mine is a 15 by 15. They sell them bigger, but I really don't need it that big, and stuff. because I make children's garden. Oh, I never heard of that iron before. I gotta look that iron up and see. Yeah, my sister, she does. She got a homemade lighting system. You look up at her ceiling, she got lights all over the place, and stuff. She's got a really good one. Hey Rita, awesome room. Where did you get those black separators under your multi-room machine? Okay, the black separators, Rita, that actually came with the stand. And how do you stick to the shelves, or do they move around? They actually move around. There's little holes in there, and it's like little pegs. So you just place them to where you want them. Now, I got to tell you though, Rita, those little separators, they're really not my favorite because they're a little on the flimsy side. Sometimes they work great. Sometimes it's kind of like, I could do without it. You know what I mean? So it's not, it's all right. I'm just saying, maybe paint the walls in the other room, make it brighter. I noticed that room is yellow and it doesn't seem brighter because of it. Yes, Leslie, the other room, the color in the other room is like a light gray. That's what it is. It's like a gray. So my son was all into the black and the gray colors and stuff like that. So that's why that room was gray. And we recently had the whole house repainted. So honestly, I'm not going to repaint the room. I'm just going to leave it as is. It's good enough. It's fine. I just needed the space. That's all. So I'm just going to, I just need that lighting. That's all it is. I just need that light. And I think what Barino said about the floor lamp and stuff, I think that's going to work. So I'm going to really give that a shot and stuff. Let's see. Hey, Evelyn. Let me see. I try to use wall space to keep my room more spacious. Yeah, I gotta try to do. Do you have a honey-do list for him? I have a little bit of a honey-do list. Like right now, our stove is acting up a little bit, so I'm kind of like, one of those burners ain't working, and I'm afraid of fire. I always had an electric stove, but then when we've had this house built, Fred was like, "No, we need gas, and I'm like, "Okay, now we got gas." But one of the burners not going, but yeah, he's got his little list and stuff. Yeah, but yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks. He's super excited. This is it's his moment. It's his moment. It is. Congratulations, Mr. Jeanette. I have a newly retired hubby too, and it's an adjustment for sure. It is. I think, he says he's not going to do anything, but I'm like, a lot of people that I talk to say, oh, that's going to get old after a while. But I think what's going to happen is he'll probably go visit his mom, and visit family and stuff like that, because, he's in the military and all that stuff. So he didn't, that's what happens sometimes, you get deployed and all that kind of stuff, and you're always away from the family. You miss out on a lot. So I think now what he's going to do is he's probably going to go to South Carolina a lot to visit his sister, his brother, and his mom and stuff like that. So he's excited. He really is excited about it. Let's see. Hey, the happy housewife. How are you? Love the crafty spaces. Oh, thanks, Erica. Appreciate it. This has been great and inspiring. Lots of great ideas I'm going to implement in my room. Oh, awesome. I just found out about your sister. She and I both watch Becky. Oh, my God. What's the tea and more? Hi, how are you? Let's see. Can you do a tutorial on how to make and cut SVG when doing an applique? I could do it. I haven't done a lot of appliques, but I can do it. Oh, don't forget to do a thumbs up on everyone. Oh, yes. Thank you. Yes, please. If you like the space, if you like what I shared with you guys tonight, please give me a thumbs up. And so that really does help the channel a lot. Let's see. It's a tip for sewing aid. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, you guys talking about that that chapter 11. Looks like Joanne, boy. They might have that 90% off fabric sale. In bulk, like you did. Where'd you get them? Alibaba, Debbie. Alibaba. Get them from Alibaba. The only thing is, Debbie, I will tell you, when you're ordering from Alibaba, you're not going to get them the next day. You don't do the next day shipping. Okay, they're doing 2-3 months of wait for the shipping. And the thing is, the bulk you're going to be buying, I think the minimum that I was able to buy was about like 60 blankets at one time. So you're going to have to think about the space of storing the 60 blankets. The more blankets you get from them, the cheaper it is per blanket. But I usually buy about like 100 to 150 at a time. And when I check my inventory and I see that I'm low on certain colors and stuff like that, then I try to replenish it before I completely run out and stuff like that. So, but that, I'm gonna tell you, when you buy those things in bulk, think about your space. Just, let you know. Hate that we're gonna lose it. Yeah, I know. And I'm gonna tell you something. Michaels is starting to carry fabric. Okay, I went to Michael's the other day. They had fabric in there. So I was like, oh. So I'm wondering if Michael's is going to start to get into the fabric business a lot more because of what's going on with Joann's. So I don't know. I mean, I'll see, I guess we'll see. Do you have heirloom blankets? I know I have some, but I don't have any that I can sell. Black doll show, because I use them for orders and stuff like that and everything. I don't buy a lot of those because I'm gonna tell you something. The heirloom blankets don't sell well. The blankets sell well, but not the pillows. So the pillows is usually something that I add on to an order and stuff like that for the local orders and stuff like, but they're not, so if you can get a bulk of those from Alibaba, but I'm gonna tell you something, don't go too crazy on those, because you're gonna notice that they don't sell too well. Or I don't know, for me, I don't know. Check, what I would do, check at Etsy and see if people have been selling them good. Okay. Usually you could tell when a listing is selling good, when you see people have it, like 20 people have it in their cart or something like that, then but just so, because remember what I say, be careful about the inventory and stuff, because you don't want to go out there and start buying a whole bunch of stuff. Then you got none but stuff around you. Okay. Then you end up with a bunch of clutter and all that. Let's see. I'm gonna start skipping down and stuff, because what time is it? It's like 10:30, guys. Let's see. With the 1055 machines, can you use the app monitor? The app, yes, to stitch out while you're in the sewing room. Yes, you can. Yes, and you can monitor more than yes. Because Carol, I do that. I have the app, and the two machines are connected to the Wi-Fi. So usually what I'll do is, while I'm cooking or something like that, the machines will be stitching, and that app will let me know if one of them has stopped because of a snag or something. Okay. But you can do that. Let's see. I'm going down. Yes. And also, yes, Embroidery does have a feature where you can print out the design. on it. I do have a video if you guys are interested. If you go on the channel and you on this channel and you do a search on snowman, I have a video that actually shows how you can set up your embrilliance so that the embrilliance will print the design with the snowman on it, just like Marlene said. That way you don't have to buy the stickers. Okay. Yeah, so let's see, going down. Love the sewing room. I need one. Oh, thanks, Cynthia. Hey, Ozzy, how are you? How you doing? Let's see. Oh, bed risers for that. Oh, okay. So bed risers. I'm gonna look at that. Okay. And I'm sure that's probably not expensive either. I bet you I could get that. Have terrible light in the sewing room. I use a headlight like skier's way for on the head and the piece. Yeah, I mean, bed race. Everybody's talking about the bed race. I'm gonna do that. Put the booster blocks underneath that I use. My son's college. Walmart has them. Okay. I'm gonna definitely do that. Everybody's saying the bed raisers. Okay, I'm gonna have to start looking for that and stuff. Yeah, because I have a feeling that is very, very true. If I start cutting a lot after a while, my back is gonna hurt because then I'm bending in a certain way. So I may have to raise that and stuff. That was a really good idea. That was good looking out because I did not think about that at all. And let me see. I think I'm almost at the end. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I am good. I think I answered everything. Hey, Faith, how are you? Okay. All right, guys. I think we are at the end. We're down to 2 hours and a half. That was a long one. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the tour of how I did my two rooms, one embroidery, one sewing. I am going to do a couple more adjustments to the sewing room, maybe not a lot and stuff, but I know that as I start using the room, I'm going to start to make a couple of changes here and there and stuff like that. So I'm sure I'll eventually make it a much cozier place. But I think I'm in a good start. I think I am really in a good start. I really appreciate, though, the feedback that some of you guys gave me about the floor lights, the bed raisers. Definitely going to look into that because I think that's going to be something I can definitely use. So, yeah. So I think that is pretty cool. So, guys, I am going to call it the night, and you can always know it's a holiday weekend too. So, we got Monday off of work and stuff. So it's a long weekend. You guys enjoy it. I know for me, I am going to be spending some time processing orders because I have to get some orders out. But I have to have them. I have like two bulk orders that I have to get out by Sunday. So I am going to be getting up early in the morning tomorrow, working on those orders. I'm planning on working both bulk orders and get them done in one day, I'm hoping. And then I'm going to use Sunday and Monday to sit in my sewing room and just enjoy that new space and see if I can make those makeup bags. And then what I'll do is I'll videotape me making the makeup bags, and let's see how that goes. Okay. So hopefully it'll be a lot better than the one that I just did in there, but it's okay. So anyway, but guys, thank you so much for spending Friday night with me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support. Hope you guys liked tonight's topic, and I will see you guys next Friday. So you guys have a great weekend. You guys take care. Have fun embroidering and have fun sewing. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Have a good night.